Steven, obviously the last fight, it was a draw on the scorecards, but, listen, we can't deny the damage that Tyron did, especially in that first and the fourth round. So what is the biggest difference in this fight? How can you prevent those kind of moments from happening again and kind of take advantage and kind of put an exclamation point, so to speak, to make sure you get a win this time?
Well, not being lazy on my strikes. First round, throwing lazy kick, got caught, ended up getting taken down. Tyron's a very strong opponent, very strong grappler. Could definitely feel that on top. Obviously, as you saw in that first round. So just being ready at every point, every step of the way during all 5 rounds, if it even goes that, throwing my kicks in and just making sure I'm back in position. The first round, I ended up throwing that lazy kick, like I said, and didn't getting back like I was supposed to, and catching the kick. So just being on point every step of the way. And being mindful of his power. He's a powerful guy. He's knocked dudes out. You saw what he did to Robbie. So, and he smoked me in the head in the fourth round. So, you just gotta be on point, man. Gotta hit and move, baby.
And, everyone applauds you for your creativity, so to speak, when you're in the cage. You did it against Johnny Hendricks. You showed that off against Jake Ellenberger. But you didn't quite show that in the first fight. Not saying you have to throw spin kicks, but you know what I mean. So showing that creativity in your striking. Did you notice that when you went back and rewatched the fight? And do you feel like you'll be more comfortable in the rematch to throw those kind of things, that creativity you've shown in so many of your fights?
Yeah, that's how I normally fight. And my last fight, I was very hesitant, like I said before, and so just got to go out there and, like I said, fight like I normally do. Just let it all out, don't hold anything back.
Awesome. Thanks.
Hey, Damon, I got a question
yes,
for you, brother. Why are you trying to get me in trouble in the doghouse, man, with that headline?
Read the article. The article's good.
I read the article. The article was okay. The headline made it seem like I was about to try to go at Dana White's throat.
You got to read the article. That's the point. You got to read the article.
You're trying to get people all pumped up so they can think I was saying some crazy stuff in there. No, I'm just giving you crap, man.
Thanks, guys.
Steven, is there any way that you can win the fight if the fight goes to the ground, or is there any adjustments that you saw that you have to make things differently?
Yeah, man. In the last fight, I was definitely got caught on the bottom. Tyron's got a good top game, and he's very strong on top. I do have a ground game. I just couldn't. I wasn't able to implement it. He was just very strong on top. I was walking around very light, and I could definitely feel that in those clinch positions. So working on my weight, feeling stronger now. My ground game is getting better every day, and yeah, man, we're working, baby. We're working. This is the top of the game. I'm fighting the best of the best. So. Game is getting better every day.
And how big a deal was to be at MSG and fight them in that environment and be on that big stage? Is that something that you needed? Because that was kind of like the biggest stage of your career so far. Is that what you needed to get used to being on this big stage?
Yeah, man. You know what? It was huge for me being at UFC 205, fighting Tyron. Definitely a dream come true, man. And I love it. That's why we're in the game, man. We're here to fight the best of the best in front of the world. So that was definitely the biggest stage in my career. So we're going to be doing it again March 4th at T-Mobile Arena, and we're going to be throwing down.
And final question, do you think the pressure's on you to take the fight to him, or do you just have to sit back and kind of do what you've done? Do you think the pressure's on you to make the adjustments since this is the first rematch of your career?
Who was that to?
Was that for me or Steven?
Steven. Well, both of y'all.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Say that again?
Steve, this kind of for both of y'all. Who thinks they need to make the most adjustments? Do you think the pressure's on you, Steven, since the perception is that you got dropped in the first and the fourth round? The pressure's on you to make adjustments?
Well, that's the thing. Tyron's an intelligent guy. He's going to be making some adjustments. We're both going to be making adjustments, man, to make this fight exciting and try and leave with that W. So I know he's making adjustments. I'm making adjustments, which is going to make this fight even better.
And our first question, we'll hear from Jeffrey Harris with Jack Incarncio with Boston Herald.
Thanks, guys. Tyron, first question for you. Why would you say this rematch is happening? Hello?
I'm sorry about that. I was trying to send someone some voicemail I was following. I think this rematch is happening because the last fight was a draw.
Any other reasons? Is that the only reason?
I mean, I can say what I think the reasons why the rematch is happening, but, obviously the fight was a draw according to the judges, and it was fight of the night in the biggest card of UFC history. So everyone wants to see it again, and, I'm ready to roll.
Forgive me, it sounds like you have other thoughts. I'm interested in your thoughts on why it's happening. If you could expound on that a little bit.
You know what? Not many people are interested in my thoughts. They want me to say what should be said, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna say the filter version of it. I'm excited. I'm in great shape, man. I feel so much better than I did the first time I fought him. I thought during that fight, I put on a great performance, and even going into this fight, man, I'm so confident. I had the best sparring session of the entire camp today. I'm just, I'm all positive right now, man. I can't wait to go out there and prove to the world that I'm the best welterweight in the history of our sport.
Very good. How important is it going to be for you to keep your back off the fence in this fight?
One more time, sorry. You were kind of bleeping out.
Sorry. How important is it going to be for you to keep your back off of the fence in this fight?
I don't know if it was that important. I mean, I don't see any moments in the fight when he actually hurt me to the point where the referee starts making steps towards us like I was in any jeopardy of getting finished. I think I just need to do a few things differently. Obviously, I'm not going to elaborate and give you my entire game plan, but I'm prepared to go out there, be a better version of what I was the last time, and actually expound upon some of the things I did really well in the last fight, do more of it. So I'm just excited, man. I'm a complete mixed martial artist. I have the power, I got the wrestling, I got the ground game, I got the endurance, and I got the mental toughness to go out here and put anybody away. So I'm just excited to go out there and have one more opportunity to prove I'm the greatest welterweight of all time.
And now with the announcement that GSP has come to terms again with the UFC, do you feel like you're helpless in campaigning for that fight, or do you feel like there's anything you can do on March 5th or on the mic that could improve your chances of getting GSP?
Oh, I'm not worried about GSP right now, man. I don't have time to go back and forth on that roller coaster ride. I got a wonder boy who is a guy that's getting a second opportunity. He's in a win-win situation, and I'm just going out there to do my thing, man. That's all I can focus on right now. So going out there and thinking about George and coming up short, I think I'm in a position of any possibility of fighting those guys. So I just don't want to focus on any of that right now.
Mania MMA.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. First question for Tyron. Are you concerned at all about any adjustments Steven might make this time, or does your performance in the last fight make you think you'll be well prepared for any adjustments and changes he might make this time around?
I'm not concerned about anything. I mean, what did he do to me in that last fight that should make me concerned? Like, be honest. I'm not the one that got knocked down 4 times in 1 round, nearly submitted, completely dominated in the first round. I'm going to make an adjustment because I'm a martial artist and I'm a perfectionist and I'm a hard worker. But there's nothing he did in the fight, and there's nothing he could have done in the training camp that's going to make him that much different of a fighter. So with that said, no, I'm not concerned. I don't take it for granted. I don't take any opponent lightly. And that's why when I went out and fought him the first time, he didn't surprise me with anything that he did. I expected him to do that. Actually expected him to do a little bit more.
Question for Tyron. Obviously, reaching this point of being the UFC champion has been the goal for a long time. But there were some hurdles. There were some starts and stops. What has it been in the last couple of years that has allowed you to get to this point and reach that full potential that you always believed you had?
Just resilience, man. My goal has been the same since I started the sport. Mixed martial art is too tough of a sport not to want to be a champion in it. So I just didn't allow any, hurdles, stumbling blocks, any, losses or anything that came along the way to stop me from trying to do it. So just have my mind set on being a champion, Went out there and did what I needed to do, and now my goals have shifted. I want to be the best welterweight ever, and there's a few guys on the list, including, finishing up this business with Wonder Boy, that's going to cement that for me.
You mentioned a couple times now being the best welterweight in history. Who else is on that list? What does that entail for you?
I mean, obviously Damian Maia, George St. Pierre, Nick Diaz. Those are guys that, obviously are on that list. But, I've done a great job of, not talking about the George St. Pierre, not talking about the other guys. Steven's a tough enough opponent that he deserves that respect. If I look too far ahead, I'm going to come up, with an L on March 4th, and then he'll be fighting those fights. So my manager called me and was like, hey, you're about George. I said, man, don't call me with that BS, man. I got somebody that want to take my belt on March 4th, and that's all I'm focusing on. I haven't read one article. I don't know what the entire hoopla is about. I've been focused on this fight, man, and I just feel so awesome. This is the best I've felt in a very long time. I'm just excited to get in there and get after it.
Appreciate it.